Hello off-road warriors, it's the AWAS. I've been riding my 2024 KTM 500 EXC-F for over a year now and having a blast every minute of it. I've ridden it on all types of terrain including rocky, muddy, sandy, loose dirt, and hard-packed surfaces. After a first round of basic upgrades like skid plate, handguards, and radiator guards, I recently made more major performance and protection upgrades that make this motorcycle an unleashed beast. If you're riding a 2024 KTM 500 EXC-F or similar and thinking about upgrading yours, you've come to the right place. I've put together a list of must-have mods that take this bike from great to absolutely unstoppable. Whether you're tearing up trails, hitting technical enduro, or tackling long dual sport rides. In this video, I'll walk through every upgrade I've added thus far, including performance mods, protection upgrades, and some game-changing comfort and style improvements. We're talking ECU tuning, skid plates, carbon fiber protection, and even a slick new graphics kit. I'll break down what each mod does and why I chose it. Plus, I'll also share my thoughts after testing some of these upgrades on the trails. If you're serious about upgrading your KTM 500 EXC-F, make sure you watch until the end, where I also reveal the SKDA Chrome Graphics Kit. Let's get started. You guys lead, I got you. And I ordered these right when I bought the bike, the essential parts, at least the basic essential parts, and that would be handguards. Now they recommended a heat shield, which makes sense. When you look at this pipe, I can easily burn my boot on there. I'll see that happening, and I can imagine the bike falling on my leg. So with that said, I got this P3 carbon heat shield, which is really nice looking, and it actually covers a bit of the front all the way down to the side. And I've got the AXP Racing skid plate. Now I love the skid plate. It's light, it's very durable, and how I know is I have it on my 790 Adventure R. I got the orange one on there. I beat the heck out of this. I actually busted my first one and I sent it back, and they gave me a new one. And what they did, I guess it was a default on the early models, but they gave me a new one. And right in here is where I had cracked my original one down the seam. They actually have a metal, real hefty metal bracket that connects these two pieces. And since then I've taken a lot of hits on this, and it's been rock solid. So with that said, I also talked to someone in the shop that has a 500 EXC-F and a 350 EXC-F, go figure, and he has the AXP on both bikes. Now, what I like about the 500 EXC-F is that it does come with these frame shields here already. It's got some etching in here for these little pieces that stick out for grip. Down the road, we'll see what else I'll do, but I'm glad I have the basics for now to protect the bike. I'm gonna wait to put this on until I get the 50 miles on here to do the first oil change, so I don't have to take it off. I'll do the oil change here. I only have maybe 20 miles to go, and then I'll put this baby on. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and install the heat shield and the Cycra Probend handguards, which come recommended. So very excited. So this Cycra HCM Probend model is really interesting for my KTM 500 EXC-F 2024 model. It's got two options. So for the summer, when it's hot, keep your hands cool, you've got this vented system on the top and on the bottom. Well, right now I'm in the winter, and so what if I want that closed? Well, it comes with these inserts that you're able to close off those vents on the top and the bottom. So that's what it looks like with it closed off. So it's a great little trick. Quick video here comparing the stock 2024 KTM 500 EXC-F seat with the low element from Seat Concept. I just wanted to put them side by side so you can see the difference in the profiles here. So clearly wider on the back end here. Little wider, it seems like, in the front as well, just when I look at it by eye. I'm not going to do measurements here. They're all provided in the website, but you can see the difference. And I'll try to get a little profile here from as flat as an angle as I can. And you can see there's definitely a height difference, right? When I'm about even, I'm guessing not even, but you can really see it. Let's see, let me get even. You can really see it right here. And that's obviously where where I'll be sitting most of the time, likely right up there. And that's where you can see a difference. And I'll get it closer. You can see the profile of the other one, not at the top, but you can see it especially right there. It tells the distance, or the more or less the difference. In the back, it tapers off to the same. Clearly, I won't be sitting back there unless I'm on the back tire. You can see the difference there. So, there's gonna be a noticeable difference. I'll sit on the bike and see how it feels compared to stock. I have the stock seat on right now. I'm sitting just about right over the foot pegs I don't have my boots on, but on not my tippy toes, more on that little pad of my feet for both feet. And I just wonder if it's gonna make a difference when and even if I sag all the way and straighten my legs, I feel it sag a little bit, but I'm curious if this new seat will make a difference. This one's stiff as hell. I mean, I can feel it right now that it's putting some pressure on especially my inner legs. I'm leaning forward a little bit. So let's put on the seat concepts and see what kind of difference there is. Okay, I have the seat concepts in right now. Definitely a noticeable difference. I don't know if when I zoom in, you can see the difference with my feet. But first of all, much more comfortable in my inner thighs. Whoa, much more. I'm surprised what a difference. Not as much pressure as the other one. My feet are definitely a little flatter, so I can see I'm sitting right over the foot pegs again. I can definitely feel that difference. Again, is it going to be a game changer? No, but even if I get a fraction of an inch more of clearance, it makes me feel more stable on here. I think the better, and definitely more comfort on the seat, be able to last longer, and I'm happy with that. I think with my boots, it'll be even better. I'm about 5'10", and my inseam's just a little over 30, maybe 31. So for those of you with similar height, you'll be able to see a difference. This bike is tall, but I'd say comparable to my 790. You can see the original seat on the back of my 790 there, just sitting, versus this lower profile one. I'm happy with it. Can't wait to try it out. So I went crazy this Black Friday and Cyber Monday and saw a lot of sales come by. And I got to say, I went a little over the top to upgrade my KTM. But you know what? You only live once, and excited about some of the upgrades I'm about to do. So just a bit of an update where I'm at right now. So it might look like a 2025, but it's a 2024. KTM 500 EXC-F, and the reason it might look like a 2025 is because of the orange on the back. Now, these are new plastics that I put on. I also have new spoilers coming in, a replacement, because I'm going to do a new graphics kit on here. I'm going to change the whole look of the bike, and I'm going to save some of the original plastics and just put them in a box for now. A couple other things that I did, I think there's a couple categories, really like 4 categories I think about when it comes to bike upgrades. One of them is performance upgrades. Another one is comfort upgrades. Another one is protection and safety, right? All kind of together. And then the fourth one is looks. And sometimes you have things that cover both fronts. For example, something I think falls in the looks and also protection of the bike, at least category, are these new CMT composite fiber covers that I got for the swing arms. And I also got for the frame on both sides of the bike. And I thought it just matched up really well with my P3 heat shield, and kind of like the look of this, and it offers really good protection too. So a little on the pricey side. If I break them, well, I'll probably end up going to plastic versus replacing them with another pair of these fiber shields, but I think they look pretty cool. And a couple other things that I did that I may have reviewed already. Got the Cycra Handguards. These go right into the handlebar mounts, so they're really solid. I've wiped out a few times already, and no movement or bend in them. What I like is that they clamp and bolt right into the handlebar clamps here. So you can see these are pretty strong. They obviously also hold the handlebars in place. And then you have a connector here, and it bolts right into the grip. I've had a few drops on this bike, mainly on this side, and they haven't moved or budged a bit. So I'm really happy with these so far. And it seems to be really good quality materials as well. Other ones that I've had in the past, and actually similar to the ones I have on my KTM, they clamp right onto the handlebars, and when you fall, they tend to move sometimes. I got to bang them back into place, and avoiding that issue with the Cycra HCMs. So happy so far with these. I have the double take mirrors that I got from the last bike. Love this radiator guard from Bulletproof, appropriately named. Super, super sturdy, great quality, great looking. What I like is that they kind of wrap around the sides and the bottom of both sides. You can see over here as well of the radiator. So good protection on the radiator. Seat concepts, I'm really happy with the seat. Company's great because on the other side, I had a couple stitches pop out. I'll show you that real quick. Right here. See the stitch popped out, but it hasn't really unraveled since. And I reached out to the company. They went and sent me a brand new cover that I can basically, I'll have to replace it on my own should this one go bad, but no questions asked. And I appreciate the quality service that they did for that. I'm going to try to see if I could somehow keep this from unraveling. But again, if it does, I have a backup. So I'm pretty happy with that. So what am I going to upgrade? Well, here's what I'm really excited about. Well, and one more upgrade too. I got this from KTM Twins, really nice looking rear rotor protector. So that's it right now. But what I'm going to do next is going to be a performance upgrade. I'm glad I waited for this because in the summer, Moto updated their ECU. I think it was in the summer timeframe. But basically, I got what's called the Get SX1 Pro ECU with the LED map switch. And what's really cool about this is it unlocks a couple capabilities. Launch control. It also unlocks traction control and also quick shifter. So I can't wait, and I get two maps. I get what I believe they call the Enduro or the race map. And then I also get a single track map. I'll probably use a single track map, which is supposed to be a bit, smoother, a little bit tamer for technical riding. And then of course, when I'm ready to have some fun on the wide open trails, I'll probably go on the Enduro. But I can't wait to check it out. And I believe I have different levels of traction control. So as soon as I install that, I'll probably do a separate video to walk through what it does and show you the difference too. So as I had a chance to ride this bike for about a year now, off-road mainly, I can't wait to compare the difference with installing this ECU. So I'll create a video just for that. Now, Moto, second time, third order I've placed with them. I love the company. They give great advice via email, or you can call them, but on email, they were wonderful, recommending what I need and what I don't need. Quite frankly, I actually ordered a part that I didn't need, and they went ahead and caught it for me and refunded it. They canceled the order and gave me a refund, just letting me know I didn't need it for my 24 KTM. So good company. I went ahead and also got this Moto Billet End Cap. And when I order the ECU, you have to choose what type of either muffler end cap. And I chose this specific end cap that I also got on Moto. And then I got the complete smog kit from Moto. And of course, these wonderful stickers and candies, which I love. These might go on my bike. I don't think I'll put this on my bike, but I'll find somewhere in my garage for this guy for sure. And so that's going to be a really big performance upgrade. I think it's about letting this bike reach its capability, letting it breathe better. It's supposed to run cooler, and having all those other options like launch control, traction control, and also a quick shifter. That covers the parts there for performance. I think for safety, or if we're under the protection category, right? I got the LED front blinkers. Now I ordered this, but I went ahead and decided to order the Tidy Tail kit. And it's a complete kit that's new for the 2024-25 KTM 500 EXC-Fs. And we will clean up the whole back end of the bike. And also it's an integrated tail light with blinkers. And then I went ahead and got a flexible, and I forget which option it was called, but a flexible license plate holder in case I fall, it doesn't break. So I'll install that later along with this, but it's really cool because it actually has a day running light on it too. So I think for protection or safety, it covers that category and improves it. So Moto, awesome, thank you. So moving on, the next order was with Best Dual Sport Bikes. Got a couple things. So first I got was the power intake. I'm going to pull out the reed out of the intake on the other side of the bike, and I'll replace it with this. And then the other piece, this falls more under comfort, handlebar vibration dampeners. So I'm going to be installing these on the bike as well. So can't wait to put those in. And I'll move on. Most of these came from Rocky Mountain ATV. I actually got this from Amazon. So this is going to be heat protection for some of my radiator hoses. There's one radiator hose right in here on the other side of the radiator that's really close to the exhaust pipe. So right here, you can see how close it is. I can't even fit my finger between the radiator hose and the exhaust pipe. And I'm gonna go ahead and cover that up with a heat shield, which they recommend. I may even put a heat shield on the pipe so it doesn't get too close to the rear shock, which Moto recommends. And it was hard to find, you know, where I can get the heat shield. It's not like they have something that's custom made for the 500, but on Amazon, I found this here, and it comes in like, I think it's like 6 feet. It has Velcro. I can double it up as well, but it fits a 1-inch diameter hose. So it's perfect for the radio hose. I think if I double it up, it'll work around my pipe, and you cut it to whatever length you need. So I'll test that out. Wasn't too expensive, and I think it'll be a good way to just protect some of the hoses and the shock as well on the bike from heat. And I don't know how to pronounce it, Acerbis. Or I don't know if it's pronounced that. So Acerbis, but these are protectors that go on my front forks, and they're also pretty cool looking. I think they look good with the carbon fiber, right? So that's why I did that. And these here are Fort shoe covers by Acerbis as well. And they go right under here. So that's another part just for protection. And the other part for protection is another bulletproof item, front disc guard that I got, of course, in orange that matches the rear disc guard. And again, I got some cool stickers there as well. So a lot of items here. I'm probably first just going to start the performance components, put them in. I love this bike so far, and I'm learning a lot on it. And it's really forgiving compared to my KLX 300. Also a lot more powerful that I have to be careful with. My throttle control and clutch control has to be real stable. And speaking of clutch, again, I told you I went crazy on Black Friday. Another Black Friday deal I got that I just couldn't wait. I said if they ever went on sale, I'd buy it. And that is a Recluse clutch, auto clutch. But that I'm gonna have a professional install, and I can't wait for that, because I remembered the first time I tried an auto clutch out in Arizona on a Husqvarna 450 dirt bike. It was awesome, it was amazing. I just kept it in second and third gear, barely had to shift gears or get on the clutch at all, and just the power was there when I needed it. Real easy to control. It was almost like cheating on the motorcycle when I was doing single track. So I decided, why not? There was a Black Friday sale for Recluse, and I jumped on it. But you know, a lot of time here in the garage to try to put all these parts on, and can't wait to do it. So clearly, step one, I'm going to take off the tank. I'm going to take off the fairings as well, and I'll be able to access everything in here. I'm going to take off the front headlight, and eventually one of the last steps will be taking this apart, because I'm going to put in the tidy tail kit. But I'll be doing a lot of work in the engine area, the lighting, replacing the switch over here as well, and working on the handlebars and removing wiring, putting in new wiring, tucking it all away, putting in an ECU under the seat, and hoping it comes out nice. So the order I'm going in is, as soon as I take off the tank, I'm gonna install a De-smog kit, because that will remove a significant amount of tubes and other electronics that once I de-smog, so it'll make a little bit more room for other wires I'll be running through the engine. And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take off the headlamp as well. And I'm gonna put the new switch on, because I got, including the switch, 3 things I'm putting side by side. And I have an LED switch in here, part of the ECU package that I purchased from Moto. It's the LED switch that will let me control the 2 different modes, which is the race mode and also single track mode. And it will also let me control traction control. And I think I can turn on and off the launch control, but we'll see once it's in. I'll do a review on this alone once I have it installed. There's videos out there of installing it, so I'm not going to go through that. And then while I have everything off, including the tank, I'm going to go ahead and put in my heat seal on the radiator tube, and also on the exhaust pipe by the rear shock. And then I may start to install some of the lighting in the front, the turn signals in the front, wiring those in, they're plug and play, and then possibly go at the end, the tidy tail as well. So I'm kind of going in this order here. And if I have time, I'll install my dampeners. That's a significant difference in width with the Moto switch and the stock KTM switch. So I have more room to put in the LED switch for my maps, traction control, all that. And I think I might be able to have a little bit more room, maybe move this over for my auxiliary light switch. One thing that's cool about the KTM 500 EXC-F. This is a 2024 model. Is how easy and quick it is to take off the tank. And once you take off the tank, you have just amazing access to the engine. I mean, really great access since I'll be working in this area for De-smog. I was just amazed. It took me a few minutes. All it took was removing 3 items. I had the screw, I had this connection here, and then I had the gas line connection, and that was it. Just made sure to put the wash caps on the ends of both ends of the connection, and the tank came off. I didn't even have to take the fairings off. I see sometimes people take the fairing off, but you don't have to. All you have to do is just connect the front from the radiator, in my case, radiator guards, and that's it. And it comes right off, and it sits perfect on your KTM 790 Adventure R. Tank came off pretty easy. I'm not going to go over it because there's plenty of videos out there how to do it, and plus the manual covers it pretty well. But just so you know, when you get these, you do have caps that come in your kit to go ahead and put 2 wash caps, one on this and the other one on the tank that connects to this, to make sure that no debris goes into the gas. Very important. So real quick, these are most of the things that came off my bike after the upgrades. So this is the complete smog kit, and that's what came out of my bike, and created some extra space for sure. Just to give you, some of this stuff is pretty chunky. Definitely created some extra space. That's the reed I pulled out, front turn signals, back turn signals and harness and everything else that was replaced with the tie detail and a new smaller switch. Obviously, the old ECU is in my bag as well, and the old muffler tip and a couple of new plastics. I have the backup plastic. So that's all the stuff that came out that will not go back on. I'll probably just keep it in case I ever sell the bike. I doubt I will in the future. I'll give all the original parts back too.